Welcome back to Winging It Buffalo Style. Today we are continuing to wing it with the candidates as we sit down with all of the candidates for this year's Buffalo School Board elections. This morning we're joined by Sergio Rodriguez on the couch. Sergio, most people in Western New York now know your name and know your face from your mayoral campaign last fall. How is that all playing into your school board campaign now?
Well, you know what, having name recognition, oftentimes, since it's said within the political circles, that's half the battle, whether or not someone knows your name or not. So, you know, we recognize that that's an advantage. However, we're working as hard as ever as if we didn't have any name recognition. So we're out in the streets, going door to door, talking to people, going to forums, and really using social media to our advantages.
And your experience in the private sector was working at Medaille College.
Yes.
In the educational sector. How important is education to you?
Well, education is critical. I think that's the one thing that influences the outcome of the city in the most influential way. When we're talking about poverty, or we're talking about unemployment, crime, all these things are influenced by a lack of education. So if we're going to fix the city of Buffalo, if we're going to attract people to live in the city of Buffalo, we must deal with the education system and address it, tackle it head on.
A lot of, obviously, issues to be addressed in the Buffalo Public Schools right now. There's a lot of candidates running in this election.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why? Because there's just so many ideas of how to fix it. And how do yours stand out?
Well, you know, I think there's never been a time when education in Buffalo has been such a prominent thing to talk about. And that's a good thing, because that really needs to be the one thing we're all talking about. I think the fact that a lot of candidates are stepping up to the plate is a good thing. The more choices, the better for Buffalo. I think this is an opportunity for people to hear what each one has to say and talk about different ideas. Certainly, candidates can learn from one another, and ultimately whoever wins can maybe pick up a few ideas from candidates as they're campaigning together. But we're out there pushing our main points, which is attendance, vocational schoolings, parental involvement, and early childhood education.
Who have you learned from in your life? You mentioned learning from other candidates, but who are some of the people that have influenced you?
Well, I've had a lot of mentors. My parents, first and foremost, they've been mentoring me my whole life, obviously. To this day, whenever I need some advice, I call them. I have a great friend and mentor of mine here in Buffalo. His name is Dr. Patrick Welch. He's been a very key person that I turn to. A friend of mine, Jay Anderson, and a few other people that I constantly talk to and field ideas from. But yeah, and obviously the community. When I'm out there talking to people, asking them to sign my petition, I'm asking for their ideas. What do you think is best to fix the education system?
And attendance and parental involvement are two of your parts of your platform. How, as a member of the school board, would you really try to get parents more involved in their students' education and get children to go to school more?
Well, communication first and foremost. We find that a lot of parents are finding about major decisions that are being made that impact their family at the very last minute. So they have no input, they aren't asked for any feedback, so that before an idea is implemented through the development process, that they're being heard. The District Parent Coordinating Council, it's a group that's recognized by the public school district, yet they're never called upon to the table to ask for their input. And so we need to start communicating better with them. We have a great tool called the Parents Portal. However, that's not being used effectively. So we need to make sure that everybody's buying into it and using this. And obviously, attendance is another big issue. A lot of people have told me, look, we used to have truant officers. When I'm out there during school hours, I see kids walking around during school hours out in the streets. And so we need to hold our kids accountable. Parents need to be part of the process, because even teachers will tell you it starts at home.
And parents can start off by getting involved by voting the school board election, also attending some of the candidates' forums. There's one happening tonight. Where and when is that?
Oh, yes. This is at South Park Elementary at 7 o'clock. It's a public forum open to everyone. The majority of candidates, from what I understand, are going to be there. So this is a great opportunity tonight, 7 o'clock, South Park Elementary. The details are on my website, sergioforschoolboard.com, if you want to know exactly what's happening tonight.
All right, Sergio Rodriguez, thanks for being here today. The elections are, of course, Tuesday, May 6th, so just in a couple weeks' time.